I'm Sandy Charles. Welcome to another edition of AZ Audibles. Now this weekend, big weekend in high school football. Two Arizona powerhouses going up against national powers. For more, we bring in our very own Devin Henry at Centennial and Eric Sorensen at Saguaro. Guys, big weekend, like I said. Devin, let's start with you. What can we expect from one of the top teams in this state and who they're going up against?
Yeah, Sandy, apparently it's kind of a big deal when you entice the #1 school in the nation to come into your house. The Mater Dei Monarchs are coming to Peoria, Arizona to battle the Centennial Coyotes in what's arguably the biggest game of the year in all of Arizona, and the community certainly knows it.
They called us and asked if we were interested in a game 2 years ago. And he said, well, let's see if we can't work something out. I didn't know whether he would ever call back or not, but he did. You know, they may have been looking for an easy game in between two hard games. For whatever the reason, you know, we're proud that the #1 team in the country is coming here.
Oh, it's great for the environment. I mean, it's good for the community. It gives them something to be proud about. And if we come out and do great, they got another thing to be proud about. And it's just exciting because, I mean, how often is the #1 team in America come to Arizona? And hopefully we could prove something for Arizona that we can truly play football.
The community has a chance to see a team from another part of the country. And plus, it's just exciting to see what the #1 team in the country looks like. Imagine 30 years from now at the reunion when they say, hey, remember when we played the #1 team? You know, so it's just exciting.
Jonathan Morris helped lead the team to victory last year against Nevada powerhouse Bishop Gorman with 168 total yards. Jaden Young led the team in tackles not only in that game, but 2 years ago as a sophomore against St. Thomas Aquinas, Florida's powerhouse team. Now, speaking of Nevada, let's head on over to the East Valley, where Eric is with the team who will be heading that way on Saturday night.
Thanks, Devin. Here at Saguaro, it's a rare bounce-back week for the SaberCats, coming off a last-second loss last Saturday against Cathedral Catholic in San Diego. But for Jason Mons and the Cats, the big picture is still very much in focus moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. You just lean on your experience, and we know, you know, and that's why I told our guys, I'm like, you know, I can pull down the last 6 state championship trophies, and not one of those says your total record on it, you know. It just says state champion. So we're not worried about losing games early. I think we've lost games in the first 2 or 3 weeks, 3 out of the last 4 years to good teams from, you know, out of state. So it's a way. I always tell people, you know, when I'm asked why we schedule those games, we want to find out about ourselels and where we are early in the year. We found out.
Don't get riled up with like what other people say, all the articles you may see, oh, #1 Saguaro lost. It doesn't matter right now. We need to come together more and then play well throughout the rest of the season.
The 6-time defending 4A state champs are back at work getting ready for another big game this weekend in Las Vegas against Faith Lutheran on Saturday.
We're excited to get back and you know, put that one behind us and focus for a really good Faith Lutheran team. And they had 2 weeks to prepare for us, and they're, you know, perennially a good football team.
Just doing little things right, getting to practice 10 minutes earlier, starting our warm-ups behind the line. Just little stuff that adds up, no messing around. You know, we're out there for 2 hours in the morning, so those 2 hours should be about business.
The SaberCats will look to eliminate the turnovers and cut down on the 12 penalties they committed last week in Southern California as they leave for Nevada later this week. Sandy, back to you in the studio.
Awesome job, you guys. Great info as always. And another game to keep an eye on is 4A this weekend. South Pointe Catholic travels up to Goodyear to take on Desert Edge. South Pointe Catholic won last year 28-21. South Pointe Catholic is led by running back Bijan Robinson, who is also committed to Texas. In last week's game, he had 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns before the half. Now for Desert Edge, they're led by their quarterback, Adrian Lara. He was 11 for 13 last week, 264 passing yards with 4 touchdowns. It'll be interesting to see how these defenses can control the potent offenses. Speaking of defenses, for South Pointe Catholic, they're led by their safety, one of the top safeties in the state, Lathan Ransom. Now I had a chance to ask Lathan, how are they going to control this offense? What are they doing to prepare? And he said they are high pass, fast tempo. So this week, all week in practice, they're trying to keep up the tempo and keep up with their offense to prepare them for Desert Edge. This was another edition of AZ Audibles, you guys. Thank you so much. We will see you next week.